Hello, everybody, and welcome to G.Parker's Arcade Room with Off-Grid Arcade. It's the Greg and Bart Show. And we always give that countdown timer just long enough so we can check our respective channels and see if it actually is live. And I know it is on Bart's because I pulled his up by mistake, and don't know if it's on mine or not. So if you're not finding it on mine, you better just go over to Bart's channel.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm not on. I went to my channel also, and that's why I was looking down still because on my phone the counter was still at 6, and when I heard you say, "Hey everybody, welcome," I'm like, "Oh shoot!" Hey, Mr. Live Wire's in the house, Nerd Nation in the house, Arcade Chaos.
Live Wire is that Live Wire 713 in our tournament? I'm sure it is.
I'm sure it is. That would be an amazing coincidence if. Yeah. So
I just want to say congratulations to Livewire 713 because am I reading my sheet right? Did I turn to the right page? He came in top in my group, the Champaign Room and GTH 2370. So Livewire 713 will be the first to know that you were moving on, my friend.
Yep. Yeah, those are the three. And then, hey, Derek's here. Good to see you, Derek.
I know. Old ballzaslappin, he watches this thing. I think afterwards, he's one of those ones that's in bed when this show's going on. But I know I didn't see him. See, I was not in Bart's tournament, and I couldn't see it except on my Switch. Well, my Switch does not show ballzaslappin scores because he's playing on a device other than it'll show on my. It's funny, Bart. How's that work? It works. How does that work?
Yeah. So with the whole any console can join a tournament that started on Steam, but you can't see each other. If someone's on PlayStation and someone's on Switch, they can't see each other. If someone's on Xbox, they can't see anybody either. But the Steam people can see everybody. So that's why we set up the tournaments on Steam so we can see everybody. So it can be a little misleading if you're playing on the Switch and ballzaslappin, I think, plays on PlayStation, doesn't he?
I believe so.
And, yeah, so we can see him on Steam. But, yeah, I'm the same way when I was trying to check up on the tournament on the Switch. Because he was on my tournament, I'd have to come in here and fire up the machine to check the check what's going on. But
I know Mike Seabees looked like he was in the top 3 until you found it on the Steam on the cabinet, and then you realize that ballzaslappin was moved up a notch and knocked him down. So yeah, that made a big difference. But we got it all under control. Don't worry about it, folks. It's just it's funny. I just thought it was.
Yeah,
and I felt bad for Mike.
Yeah, because on my side, let's see, what do we got? We have tonnysjogren, if that's how you pronounce it. classicrockking and ballzaslappin. So if the first two, Tony's and Classic Rock, if they're playing on a Switch, they might not see ballzaslappin score. So it can be a little deceiving if you're in that in that group. But fear not, we can see all the scores.
Yeah. And we usually take a screen capture of them. So if there's any question, I don't think anybody's questioning. We got no motivation to, it is what it is. We're not even participating. And our family members, if you notice, Bart and I pulled them from my wife made it. I think my wife and your wife made it to the finals.
Yeah.
I think they did better job in the regular season than you and I did.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't take much. I got all straight ones. So, but, yeah. So, and I wanted to say hey to Alex also. Alex is here. He's another person. I'm not. So, but yeah. So, and Kelly showed up too, of course.
And we say hi to Derek. Derek, we want to say hi to Derek, and we always recognize him and thank him for the fine work he's done on the Discord. and we have seen a growth in our Discord on the server, and it's kind of fun because we have been posting, aside from what we do here on YouTube, Bart and I have been doing, we have been posting just some of our high scores on the Discord and little challenges and little, what do you call it, smack talk back and forth, trying to get people to play. So it's been a lot of fun. The Discord's cool.
Yeah, the Discord is cool. And every once in a while, if you happen to be on Discord at the right time, you might catch us having a voice chat that's just open and anyone can join it. And usually Greg and I will be in there, or sometimes Greg and Derek will be in there. You can jump in on there and chat with us.
Yeah.
Voice chat. That's pretty cool deal.
I know that one thing we liked about it is when you and I like to play that, I call it looking over the shoulder, but it's a 2-player game on Zaccaria. And when we play that, we can actually play like we're right next to each other, but we got no way to communicate, to talk, other than calling each other on the phone. Well, with this Discord, we could have 6 people. Well, I think Derek said we can have 100 people in there. Do we got a special guest?
We got a special guest showed up. Should we flip a coin whether we let him in? He can hear us right now, so we can say whatever we want. He can't retort. I
got a question first. Did this person make it to the next level in the tournament?
He did not.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we're reserving it this week just for no, of course not. Bring him in.
Hey, Mike, the gaming road warrior. Good to see you, buddy.
What's up?
Welcome. We were just your ears were probably burning because we were just talking about how we noticed, since we were all pretty much I was watching Bart's tournament on the Switch, and Bart was watching mine on the Switch because we couldn't watch on each other's because we had 2 different tournaments going. And I could not see ballzaslappin. I could see you, and I was pulling for you because I said, hell, Mike's in the top 3. Well, ballzaslappin's playing on a PlayStation or something that does not show up on the Switches, so he edged you out, and that's unfortunate. Not that I was pulling for anybody in particular, but you're one of the guys on the show tonight, so I'm going to say, I was pulling for you, buddy.
Yeah, and for a while there, in their Poe was up there. In yours, he was in the top 3, and then Champaign Room came from behind and put a smackdown on Poe. But hey, but that's all right. Real quick, Mr. Livewire was asking if Digital Victory was still playing. He got in the tournament when he could. He didn't play every week, though, and so he didn't make the playoffs.
He's got an open invitation to be on the show, and he has joined us. And a matter of fact, I communicated with him today, and he might show up tonight. Everybody's got lives. We don't expect anybody to be here, but he does have an open invitation, and he did say, maybe I'll see you later. So if he shows up, we'll be glad to have him. And if he can't, we'll look for him next time we can. So, yes. Great guy, though. Great guy.
Thanks, Derek. He likes my hat.
Derek's liking the hat. Chaos says hey to Mike.
What about my shirt, huh? What about my shirt?
Yes, Rick and Morty?
I got Rick and Morty on tonight, huh?
Nice.
I got, what am I wearing? It's the rabbit from, I pulled that down. We put it right back up. It's the rabbit from Holy Grail.
Oh, you got to use the holy hand grenade on it?
It's got big keepers. But, in the back of the shirt's got all kind of, Monty Python. Kelly, a couple years ago, see, that's how you know when you got a keeper for a wife. A couple years ago, Kelly got me a whole bunch of Holy Grail T-shirts for Christmas. So I can wear a different Holy Grail shirt every day of the week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, before it gets too late, and before I get too far into this cherry vodka, I think what we ought to do is what we did last week. We ought to get some business taken care of first, then we'll just open it up to questions and jack around and have a good time. But we need to announce, so that people don't have to sit and watch the whole podcast if they don't want to, but to find out where they're playing next week. So here's the deal. There's going to be 2 groups again. And let me make sure I got my notes right. The table's going to be Monster Bash. Okay, and it's still going to be 2 groups. I'm going to host one. G.Parker is your host. Password is G.Parker, all lowercase, all ran together. In that group is going to be Livewire 713, Champaign Room GTH 2370. You're going to play Monster Bash, 3 balls, 1 attempt. So once your attempt is up, we're going to know when Bart looks at his scoreboard and I look at mine, we're going to say, okay, that person's played. Once y'all 3 have played, it's ended. We're going to know to be able to tally.
Right.
And then next week, we'll announce the winners that are going to go on. So just so you know, G.Parker's is Livewire 713, Champaign Room, and GTH 2370. I left them so that if you're moving on and you played, and mine last week, you play in the same one, which is G.Parker's. So with that being said, the host is OffGrid. Password is OffGrid. All lowercase ran together. And that is going to be tonnysjogren, classicrockking, and ballzaslappin. Same thing, Monster Bash, 3 balls, 1 attempt. The top one on mine and the top one on Bart's will be the 2 that play off next week. And I'm going to let you know it's going to be a head-to-head, 1 ball, 1 attempt. I haven't put it yet, but it's going to be 1 ball. And with that, the winner of that will get a $25 gift card. It has to be one that can be emailed to you. We don't have to send stuff across the globe with postage, but I can send you a Steam. I think I can send the Nintendos that way. So, I don't care what you want. If you want one to Starbucks, I don't care. But, you're going to get a $25 gift card and a trophy. And then at that time, once we figured out who the winner, everybody else, for every week they played, their name's going to go in a drawing for a $25 gift card, same rules on the card. So, was I clear enough?
Yeah. Just the one thing on Steam, my thing is OffGridArcade. It's the whole name. So look for the tournament will be OffGridArcade, and then the password is just OffGrid. All lowercase.
With that being said, do you want to go ahead and start yours now? And Mike and I'll stay here, and I'll bring your image up of your arcade cabinet, and then I'll go start mine.
Okay.
That's up to you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna mute mine before you bring it into the picture, because I think last week you could hear me just fine from this camera.
Yeah.
And that way I won't be echoing. So yeah, I'll go fire up. I'll go start the tournament. Monster Bash, 1 attempt, 3 ball game. All right. Classic rules too, right?
Yes. And I've got him there, and I'm going to take, and there we go. And let me see if I can make this big. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time doing this.
Oh.
How's that?
Nice.
There. I can still hear you, Mike, and I think you can still hear me, but
Yes.
okay, so here he is setting it up, and you might take a look, folks, and see how his name is on the, well, it's hard to see, but it is OffGridArcade. You know what happened when I took him off? I lost his audio.
Oh, yeah. Well, his audio's off here.
Let's do this.
There we go.
Yeah, but see, I think he turned it off on his end too. Bart, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, we turned on that mic because we took you out of the chat.
Okay. Okay, so I got Monster Bash selected. I'm having an echo problem though.
Okay, I'm going to fix that. Hang on. I decided how to do something here. Now I add OffGrid back. Can we hear you now, Bart?
Can you hear me now? Check 1, 2. Can you got me?
Yep, you're good.
Yep.
Okay. So I got Monster Bash going. 5 days. Private tournament. Classic rules. 3 balls, 1 play attempt.
3 balls, 1 play attempt. That is correct.
Yeah. And I'm going to hit create and play. And then the OFFGRID, all one word, all lowercase. Okay.
Now you got to play one. You got to play one. Let's see. Shoot your best stick there, buddy. It don't count.
All righty. All right. Here we go. Okay, I'm playing quiet because I can't hear I got my table turned down. So
we can hear your flippers flipping.
Yep.
Oh, look at that bad flip. Uh-oh.
No.
No. Oh, no. I'm just doing this so that Greg can beat me with his, because otherwise he gets all upset and he kicks me off his show.
Well, that's why, I'm not stupid. That's why I let you go first. If you remember last week, I let you go first too. And I thought, well, he said, well, I'm just going to let him drain. I thought, well, I'm not letting mine drain till at least beat that score he did.
Oh, no. Oh, man. This is ugly. I was just trying to get that Frankenstein multi-ball going, and I failed. Well, at least I got the skill shot 1 out of 3 tries. And this skill shot's easy to get because you can steer the lights while the ball is in play.
Oh, is this one of those ones where it depends on what lane it goes into up in the top?
Yeah, but you can change the lane that's lit after you launch still. God, I can't hit nothing.
I'm gonna say hello real quick to Digital Victory, then I'm gonna go right back to putting you on solo layout here. So hello, Ed. Welcome. You can be heard now, Ed. So you're good. We're just
appreciate it, Greg.
Only showing.
Ed shows up and I drain.
I caused that.
I see how it is.
He has that effect on people.
There you go, Greg. 2.6 million.
2.6.
2.6. Unless you get 2.6, then it's 2.67.
Oh, you had the multi-ball lined up, ready to go too.
It was ready. The thing was just coming down. The ramp. There, the blocker thing.
Man,
dang it. Hey, how's it going, Ed?
Awesome. How you guys doing? What's up, Game and Road Warrior?
Good, Ed. How about you?
Great. Glad to be here.
Your ears must have been burning because somebody asked where you were at.
Uh-oh.
And I just said a few minutes ago, I said, well, we kind of communicated via a little text thing earlier, and he's indicated that he might see me later, but I also explained that sometimes people have lives besides YouTube, and he might be busy. So he said, we hope we see you, but if you don't, we don't. So
awesome. Well, I appreciate that. Good to see you guys. Hey, I see you in the chat there, Derek, Arcade Chaos.
Oh, Poe showed up for a minute, huh?
Yep.
See, Poe gets knocked out of the playoffs, and he calls everyone cheaters. Go to bed, old man.
he's just a grouchy old Poe style. That's what he is.
That's right.
Bart, I threw you into solo layout, but you can still hear everybody else. You do it however you want, but I am going to go and start setting mine up. You guys can chat,
okay.
But
usually I just turn all of your stuff off and let you just think that it's live. So
whatever works. I'm going to stand up here. I'm going to stand up here in a minute, and I don't have pants on. No, I did.
Oh, hey. Watch out, you too.
Wait a second. I need my vodka. I got to take my vodka with me.
Mr. Livewire, you asked about Digital Victory on FX3. Chairman 7W. That's my online presence. Chairman 7W as far as my email and all that. I've always had that name. There's a story behind it. We'll share that one day, but it's not important.
Tournament completed. Tournament.
Okay. I think we can all still hear each other, right? Just Greg's
Yeah.
Yep.
taking up the screen. No, now he left already. He knows he can't beat that 2.6 million monster score I threw up there. Oh, he's
He'll probably
talking.
quit the game.
I had muted that mic. So we're just going to say that when Greg popped into his screen over there, he said he's glad Mr. Postile left.
I had to come get my other sheet.
Okay.
Three balls, one attempt, right?
3 balls, 1 attempt. Right.
Ooh.
3 balls, 1 attempt. Classic rule, private tournament, 5 days.
Yep. Sounds good.
G.Parker, all lowercase. Great play.
I would love to get you from outside flavor.
Hello, my arcade. Welcome to the show.
Yep. Hi, my arcade.
Hey,
We're
hey.
watching G.Parker play his just set up game. It doesn't count towards the tournament, but you got to play one when you set it up. So he's just going to beat my score real quick because I had the world's worst game.
I love the
I keep pointing out that I had a horrible game just in case Greg can't beat me. That means his is even worse.
Well, guess what?
Did you just beat me with that launch?
Just about.
Oh yeah, it's over.
Did I win?
Yeah, you beat me. Yeah, I was trying to get that Frankenstein multi-ball, so I kept doing. Ed, you'll talk about it on those tables when they have those. He tilts out.
I tilted.
Oh man, you also had the multi-ball ready to go, Greg.
Yeah, but Ed, how when you're talking like this, what was it? The one of the Dr. Seuss games.
Mm-hmm.
They had those targets right in the center, and boy, you go for them, it knocks it right down the center. That's what I'm blaming it on. I kept trying to hit that center Frankenstein target.
Yeah, it's a sucker bet, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if you golf, but in golf, they call it a sucker pin. Sometimes they tuck that flag right in the back corner of the green with a sand trap behind it and water on the side, and don't even go for it. Just hit to the big fat side of the green and two-putt and get the hell out of there.
Right.
People go for it and they constantly screw it up, short side themselves in the trap or go in the water. It's not worth it.
Right. Hey, Snoochie Boochies, Brother Savage. Good to see you. Retro Man Randy Savage is in the house.
Hey,
I love tilting on purpose. I thought, okay, I got his score. And then I realized I had that multi-ball coming, but I thought, nobody wants to see me play. It doesn't count anyway. And plus, I beat Bart. That's all.
Right. You already beat me, so there was no. you gotta, to get that tilt though, you gotta hit that nudge button like 2 or 3 times. So Poe is never in threat of tilting because he pushes his nudge button like once every 3 weeks when he's playing, and it's usually right after the ball drains. He's like, "Oh, I should have hit this." Yeah, it's fun to because he's not here to argue.
That's when he's Poe though, but when he's old Poe, he's got the shake, so I can't imagine him not. You know.
If he had an actual nudge mechanism, you know, like when you're playing VPX and you can nudge the table, old Poe, he'd be tilted all the time. And the other day, it had been so long since I got onto VPX. I was playing a VPX table, and I needed to nudge, and I hit the stupid nudge button. I'm like, dang it, now I can nudge the table, and I'm still pushing the button. But that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
You know what? I'm so used to the buttons now. I don't try and mess with it as far as shaking the table anymore.
Yeah.
I get real pinball players that come over here to play they're guys I know that own actual machines, and they play my actual machines, but they really want to play the V-pins. And they start shaking the crap out of them, and I go, you're not doing anything. So, I got little memorabilia set up on top of it, and sometimes they knock that stuff loose. And I always tell Cheryl when they come, like I got Grogu and Groot and all that up there on top. And I tell her before when they're coming over, I say, take that stuff down off the top. Those idiots are going to shake everything off of it because they just shake the machine. I'm like, it's not doing anything.
I actually had that as one of my tips. And I think a video was called 9 Tips for New Owners of Legends Pinball. And I said, use 2-sided tape if you're going to put stuff up there, because for that very reason.
That's a brilliant idea.
So.
That is a brilliant idea. Yeah, Derek was calling me out because I didn't nudge at all in that game. I just played. I'm just saying, if I would have scored too high, Greg wouldn't have been able to catch me. And then
that's awful thoughtful of you.
I'd have been off the screen and never invited back. So
say what you want to say. Say I had to whine like a little bitch. Whatever.
Why men's words?
Yeah, give me a Snickers bar. I'm being a diva. So.
No, that was pretty embarrassing.
So what's new with digital? What's new with Digital Victory? You came up tonight. I mean, I've been kind of pretty busy the last few weeks. I think I caught your last video, but I know you put up a few since you were on last.
Yeah, I had like 4 videos in about a 10-day span, and topped it off with a March releases review where I just went over my favorite tables from March, and there was I think 9 or 10 tables in that video, and those take a lot of work because you got to film all of them, including the close-up slow-mo shots, and and you cut it all, and there's a lot of editing involved. So I was a little burnt out, so I took a little time off of that. I posted a short, but I'm also going to Vegas on the 13th until the 17th for the NAB show, National Association of Broadcasters, for my work. And so I want to get a quick post up, maybe 2 if possible. 1 will probably be a short before that. But if I don't, I don't. I'm not going to stress over it or anything. But like you, just been really busy. Really busy. PGA Golf, the new EA Sports golf game came out, so I'm just spending too much time playing that.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you going to see the Pinball Museum in Vegas when you go?
Absolutely. I got my cameras charging up now. I'm definitely going to bring my selfie camera and my 360 camera, and I'm going to do a quick shoot there while I'm, at the show, or while I'm in Vegas for the show. Try and take a few hours off at the very least and get in there and walk the aisles and show the tables and get some play too. If there's any particular tables you want to see, real life versions, let me know, and I'll make sure I get shots of them.
Sounds good. I'll message you if I can. The only one I can think of that came out recently, it's a Chicago. It's not the Stern. It's Chicago Gaming or Chicago Coin. What was it? The Cactus? Was it the remake of Cactus Jack? Is it called Cactus Jack or is it called? I forget the name of it now, but it's a remake of an older table that they just came out with. I've seen it. It's beautiful, but it's got a beautiful price tag on it too. makes me glad I'm out of room.
Like 15 grand or something silly.
I think it's more than that. Yeah, because even the
God.
stern table now is good. I could have swore I saw it around 18.
Wow. Wow.
I was laughing at Derek's question for Mike.
I got hair, Derek. See,
Hey, there you go.
I just had a haircut.
Yeah. I have some hair. I haven't shaved my head the last few days, so.
Yeah, I haven't either. I need to get back. I need to get on that.
Yeah. But
Well, real quick, one of the things that we wanted to talk about tonight was some of the stuff. The tournament. Obviously, we've given you that information. Bart and I have been really checking on some stuff with FX pinball, and I can't remember, Ed, if you're playing FX. Are you playing any FX pinball at all?
Just some of the tables that I didn't have on FX3. I bought a few for FX, but I haven't dove in yet head first because of the fact that they don't have the true cabinet mode. But I don't want to steal any of your thunder, so you go ahead before I comment on that.
Well, I was going to turn it over to Bart, and if he doesn't mind, we kind of talked about it a little ahead of time. Bart had a question that he posed on Reddit. I actually responded to that question, and of course, when you get on Reddit, if there's anybody in the audience from Reddit, I hope you're not the one that I'm talking about. But so you get 100 different answers and not a straight one in the bunch. But somebody I think they accused Bart of being a jerk for saying that he was upset with some stuff with FX, and he says, "Well, you got to pay for the product and review them." And I thought, well,
yeah. He said, what was it he said? Because I said, well,
you got the opportunity to put your input in.
Yeah, what we're talking about here is the cabinet mode, and I don't know if you guys saw, Ed, if you saw the show that they did last week, their what do they call it, something bites or whatever, and they talked about the Steam release.
Yes.
And they said, and in their written stuff and on the show, it says that the Steam release is going to have the cabinet mode. And then on Reddit, they said the cabinet mode is going to be enhanced from what is currently on Epic. And so I asked, and so did several other people directly in that thread, so does the Epic version get boosted also, or is it going to be an inferior product? If you want a full-on cabinet mode, you have to go to Steam.
Right.
Well, they're not talking.
That's a fair question.
Yeah, they're not talking. And I basically, someone said, no, it's only going to be on Steam. And this is where what Greg was talking about came in. And I said, well, if that's the case, it's kind of bullshit, because that means we're getting screwed because we're on Epic. And we were supporting them during early access. And this guy said, well, in early access, you got to give your input and you got to play these games. So how is that getting screwed? And it's like, I paid to play these games, and I paid to, and I didn't really give me any input.
Early access was free. He must have just thought that.
Maybe, but long story short, I still haven't seen an answer from Zen on whether or not it's going to be the same. So I went ahead. What is it? May 5th? Is it, Greg? Is the deadline? I went ahead and filled out the online form, and I'm going to move to Steam.
I'm going to jump in and say this. I'm going to answer Hollywood Polo's question because it kind of falls in line. He wants to know what FX tables you're buying on Steam this Thursday, which I think is when the new ones are going to come out. I assume
all of them. Yeah. I'm buying all of them because none of them were on FX3. They're all new tables. So, and that's the pattern. I even have the My Little Ponies table. So if that doesn't tell you my dedication to buying everything new.
Oh, that has nothing to do with dedication. You got a whole room set aside with My Little Pony stuff. You know that, Greg. You know that, Bart.
No.
Well, I expanded on that question on Reddit because what I said is I've got them on Epic now, and I'm in a unique situation. And I think I said this before, but for those that didn't see this before, I've got two digital pinball machines. One's got FX3 pinball on it. The other one, I put the with Steam. The other one I put on Epic. The problem is if I try to put both of them on Steam, they, at least so far, they've messed up. If I have one on the computer in here in the office and one in there on Steam on the cabinet, each time I fire one up, it screws up cabinet mode because this one's not in cabinet mode, that one is. So I got to reset everything. So my logic was this one would have Epic on it for FX4. All right, given scenario. If I got people over and some want to play on this machine and some want to play on this machine, I don't think you can play Steam on two different computers at the same time.
I don't either.
So my logic would be this one would be on Epic, this one would be on Steam. People could play FX4, FX3 over here. So I plan on keeping everything the way it is. I think I didn't tell you that, Bart, but I think I'm going to keep everything and keep my fingers crossed that Epic gets their cabinet mode. Because somebody wrote in Reddit too, I can't imagine that cabinet mode would not eventually be as good on Epic as it does on Steam. Because what's the sense? I mean, that's just stupid.
Right. Yeah. I would think they're going to do it. I don't know because they won't answer the question. And I don't want to miss out on that opportunity to move the tables you've purchased over to Steam for free. If they later announce, no, we're done with cabinet mode on Epic. It is what it is. And
That would
that's
be
all
so
you're going to
short-sighted.
get.
I'd never put anything past, companies like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't, for me, the only thing I really need them to fix is when you're playing on your cabinet and you're in vertical mode on some of the stuff's off the screen. You can't read everything. So if they just make sure everything fits on the screen, I wouldn't really care. Yeah, it's inconvenient to have to click into cabinet mode every time, but that's just when you first fire it up. Then you can switch tables, but you can't read.
The default for multiplayer is 2-player. So in cabinet mode, on my system, you can go and say, I want to play hot seat. And then you have to just hit play. If you try to make it 3 or 4-player, no can do. Because you cannot get over to that screen when you're in cabinet mode to change it. It goes with the default. You can pick. So same thing with when you're setting up a tournament. You have to convert it back to landscape mode. To set up a tournament. You can't, and it won't even activate the tournament when it's in portrait mode. I just can't imagine they're not going to fix that. But again, they promised people that if you bought into this thing before, you were also going to have cross-platform play, which didn't happen either. So I agree with what Ed's saying. I think I'm reading you right, that you're saying there's a good possibility that could happen.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take my chances.
Yeah. And I don't know. And then Greg and I were talking the other day about who knows if you fill out the form, they say they will gift you the tables you've already purchased, including the ones you bought after early access ended. And so then I'm like, so do we still have them on Epic then? Can you keep it on both platforms? And the ones you've already bought, you'll now have 2 copies of. And so you could build on either one if you want, or both at the same time. And you're just giving yourself a head start. And if that's the case, and these a lot of ifs, that's the case, and if they get the cabinet mode working on Epic, then I'll be like, damn it, I should have done it with the Switch. So then I have a head start when it comes out on the Switch and get all these tables for free. But I don't know that that's what's going to happen. But I am going to go ahead and switch over to Steam. And it seems to me that at least with FX3, the tables went on sale a lot on Steam. And there hasn't been a whole lot of sales on Epic in the last year and a couple months that early access was going. They did the legacy tables were on sale for a while, but that they haven't really had many sales. And it seems like on Steam they did sales quite often. So I don't know. That's just some of my thought process.
I sound like I'm picking on them, but first of all, a lot of this crap seems like they're making it up as they go along. I mean, honestly, it does. I mean, some of the stuff is made up as it goes along. And, for a company that's making all these plans and doing all this stuff, you would have thought they'd had a better plan than what they had. I mean, the one that really irritates me is Well, the reason you can't cross-platform is everybody got pissed off about the ticket thing. Now, let me ask you something. If I tell you this piece of stuff that I use to keep stuff from falling off here is worth $1, and I tell you, you got to pay me in dollars or tickets or this stuff that I've got here in my hand, what difference does it make? What difference does it make? It's whatever you value it at, it is. And people said, the people who complained about the tickets were the ones that screwed us on the multiplayer. It shouldn't matter if you're paying cash or what. If they can sell them on
Right.
multiplayer, they can sell them.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So
And
we'll see what happens. And I'm right. I'll tell you what, that would really piss me off if I found out, Bart, that you got these to keep them on both. Now, I read it. See, it's all in how you read it. They don't write very well. In one of them, I wrote, it says you'll decide which one platform you will get to keep it on.
Oh,
Right. So are
But
they going
you're
to take it
you're
away?
right. They did say we're going to gift them to you on the other ones. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. And here
I would
Derek had
assume not, Mark.
yeah. Derek had a thought here, Greg. Can you load up in offline mode? And then they wouldn't be able to post any scores, but you could still play on both tables at once.
Probably, but I still get a problem with the cabinet mode screwing up on me. I mean, it just aggravated me to death every time I'd fire that up and run another piece of software on there that it didn't like, and I'd have to. I'm one of these guys that just like. That's why I'm not messing with adding tables to Pinball Emporium anymore, because I think Ed and I had this conversation last time. They're making these tables bigger, better, stronger. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, you have to update your software. Well, sometimes they're not backward compatible. So you may have, I got 800 tables on my machine. So I throw in this new software to make this new table works. And now that table works, but the 600 other on there don't.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, Mike, he's been playing on the PlayStation, but you didn't even start until it came out on PlayStation, right? So you never got into the Epic side of it, right?
No. I saw
Yeah.
wasn't it Poe was playing it on PlayStation 5, the Epic stuff?
Yeah,
I think
Poe.
with the PS4 though, to play those games, it's like I can't access those when I tried playing it because dude, I want to play some of those games, and it seems like you got to play on the older system to do it, not on PlayStation 5. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think Poe started with the PS5 when it hit the PS5. I don't know though. I unsubscribed from Poe a month ago, so I don't know what he's doing. But yeah, and hopefully we're still holding out hope, but very Zen-like. They won't comment either direction. But if you've noticed on the leaderboards, you can see people from the different platforms. If you're playing on Epic right now, you'll see a computer next to someone, a computer monitor. If they're playing on a console, you'll see the controller. So we're hoping that would open the door to cross-platform friends. Yeah. So we can play, you can add friends from different platforms and follow each other's scores. You can do the cross-platform tournaments, but it would be nice. It's always fun when we're all playing on the Switch and you play and you look and see, oh yeah, I beat these guys, or freaking that gaming road warrior guy wiped out my score again on another table. And I would unsubscribe him too, but his videos are good. That's why I don't mind unsubscribing Poe, because I'm not missing much. But you miss stuff if you don't watch Mike's videos. And we wonder why Poe won't come on the show. I don't know. No, but for real though, yeah, we are hopeful that they should be able to do it. If I can see, and when we did confirm that with I forget which table it was, but I managed to get into the top 100, and Poe could see me on his PlayStation leaderboard, and then he promptly beat my score. that put him in. I think I was in 98th or something, and he went into 97th, and I was able to go and see his on Epic. So the cross-platform leaderboard works. So it seems like it would just be some little code to be able to follow certain people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
They should definitely do that because I would love to follow friends. It's like I'm not concerned about the other people. It's just people who I know. That would
Right.
be really good to have. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can have the world's greatest game. You feel like you're so awesome, and then you look at the worldwide leaderboard, and you're in 2,814th. You're like,
Yeah.
do these people even sleep? How do they just live on their pinball machine?
That sounds oddly specific, by the way, that number. You used. Throw that out there.
Yeah. But let's see. What are we missing here in the chat? Anything good going on over there? Oh, I'm getting no excuses. Oh man, I don't want to see the chat. They're dissing me over there.
Bart's stand-up routine's getting better.
Yeah. It's because it's just talk about Poe. It's just pick on Hollywood Polo. He did bring up about the 35% on the legacy tables. They're doing that currently on the PS5, right? The PlayStation has this sale going on for the legacy tables, and that's going through the 13th, I think. And
cool.
I guess the Xbox, Microsoft just released their latest sale, and the Pinball FX tables are not on that. I heard rumors that some of the Epic tables are on sale right now, but I don't know for sure, and I'm sure the Steam will put them on sale shortly.
I looked the other day and I did not see them on sale, but that doesn't mean that was the other day. Stuff can happen overnight.
Right.
I don't know.
Hey, I'm gonna share my screen real quick just to show you.
Sure.
And Bart, I know I had promised I wouldn't show this to anybody, but I am going to go ahead and show them anyway. So,
And just remind me when we get done with this, there's something I want to bring up on pricing on some other pinball machines that I think the audience might be interested in. I'm old, I'll forget. Go ahead, Ed. What are you going to show us?
all right. Entire screen. Can you see it?
Let's see. Let me bring. You got it, Bart. You want me to get it?
I'm not getting that. I see it in the yeah, that's
Okay, yeah. So you sent me the collection picture of your My Little Pony, and I promised not to show it, but I
Wow.
just did this. So
that's
a major big collection you got there.
I put a lot of money into Bart.
That was the day I was visiting Mike's house, and he took me around to his collection room.
No.
Yeah. Mike wasn't going to watch my video the other day because I said, I posted a video playing My Little Pony. He's like, I ain't watching. I'm not watching. Hey,
I
I
think it's a great collection.
Yeah, that's an awesome picture. I'm going to jump on my, you guys talk amongst yourself or do whatever you want, Greg. It's almost like it's your show.
Almost.
I'm going to jump on the machine and I'm going to check and see if there are any sales on Epic right now since we were talking about it.
Sure.
And so I can still hear you though. So
You can hear us, but we can't hear you anymore. The nice thing
What
is,
have you been up to, Gaming Road Warrior?
What's that?
What have you been up to, man?
Oh, just playing the games that they've been setting up, the tournaments. It's been fun. Yep.
well, one thing I wanted to say real quick before I forgot, and Mike, by the way, well, I'll go back to Mike. I'll tell you what, Mike was one of those sleepers. We knew him as the Gaming Road Warrior and playing his the games that he played, and didn't really see much pinball. And Bart and I started setting up these tournaments, and Mike's a force to be reckoned with on these pinball things. So I got to give him a hats off. He's consistently tearing me and Mike, as well as Poe. We can talk nice about Poe now that Bart's gone. But
Is Champaign Room still running roughshod over everybody?
Well, let's put it this way. This week, Champaign Room took second. Well, wrong page. Wrong page. You got it all scripted here. How did Champaign Room came out? He came out. Oh yes, he was the top. He was the top.
And ballzaslappin is second, isn't it?
Yeah.
Love that name, by the way.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he's been with me for a long time. He actually, when I was setting these up before over on the At Games website, when they first were using that At Games, you could port the games over with the the same thing Ed's doing. We were doing it that way, but I forget how we were doing it. We were actually playing. We weren't actually doing it the way Ed's doing it. Ed's got his computer hooked up. We were actually playing. How the hell were we doing that? We're able to. There's something you can do on the At Games thing where you can broadcast your computer over to your At Games Legends. I don't think it's on the pinball. It's on my upright arcade unit.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, it was some type of screen share thing that you could do over the network. And I set him up playing there that way, the FX3 pinball. And he's just kind of been with me ever since. Because I had two of them, and he won both of them. I think he was really excited about getting in, trying to get that third trophy. But he's going to have to work real hard this time to get back in there. But what I want to say, there's Bart back. What I was going to say real quick is be careful when you're buying these tables. Pinball Arcade, I wanted to mention that real quick. I'm not going to try to bring it up now because I'd fumble around. I should have been prepared. Maybe next week I'll try to have that up and ready for everybody to look at. But if you're buying Pinball Arcade tables, especially at least on Steam, and I think the same thing with the applies if you're using it on the Switch because I bought them both places. There is two Pinball Arcades. There's a Stern Pinball Arcade and a Pinball Arcade. And the only difference is the logo looks the same, but one's got Stern written on it. But some of the tables are in both places and drastically different pricing.
Right.
Interesting.
What was that last table we bought, Bart? There was one, or at least the last one I bought. I'm trying to remember. I got my Switch here. I guess I could look. But I noticed that it was one that we were playing quite a bit of. We're throwing scores back and forth. And I'm telling you what, there's just a drastic difference in price between the two packages when you bought them. So I'm just saying, I'm not telling you which one to get. Just do your research before you buy tables on Pinball Arcade. Make sure you download Pinball Arcade and Stern's Pinball Arcade. Look exactly the same. Big difference on those pricing. And gosh, I wish I could remember that name. Oh, the Star Trek.
Yeah.
The Star Trek Village table. It was $5 or $6 difference.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, too, on the one place you can get the Star Trek pinball for like $10, or you can get a pack that includes Star Trek and like 4 other tables for $10. So it's like you got to be careful with that also. But hey, I did check that. It looks like most of the legacy tables, the Williams collections, on Epic right now are 33% off. The Universal Monster, the Monster Bash, and those are 33% off. And then some of the other tables, like Snoopy, is like 15% off. And some of the new tables that they put out are on sale right now on Epic. Not everything is on sale, but a lot of stuff is. So if you are playing on Epic, it might be worth looking at it because I don't know how long this is.
You gotta appreciate that, I guess.
Yeah. So, but
what are the new ones coming out this week, Bart?
Well, what do they got? They got the Twilight Zone is the big Williams release. A lot of people are really stoked about that. And then I'm really excited about the Kong versus Godzilla.
Yes.
So there's the Kong.
God. All 3 of those looked amazing.
Yeah, the Kong game, the Godzilla game, and then the Kong versus Godzilla. And I'm pretty stoked about that. I think I'm actually more excited about that than Twilight Zone, probably because I can play Twilight Zone on VPX if I wanted to. But this is, and then I don't even know what that other one is that has the music thing. I don't.
Like a role-playing game.
Yeah, is it
fantasy type? I mean, a fantasy type. pinball. I saw that too. I'm not sure what that was.
Fantasy and role playing, that's kind of Poe's alley, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, Crypt of the Necro Dancer, Hollywood Polo.
There we go.
But I guess
okay. Great name. Great name. Crypto.
And it's supposed to have some kind of, like the Beat Saber, where you're doing timed things. I don't know how you do that with pinball if you're supposed to hit certain. I don't know, but I guess it's supposed to be part of it. I'm not familiar with what it's based on, but I'm sure it's one of those. I'll tell you now. I'm probably not going to buy it, and then next week I'll have it on because I'll end up buying it.
You will as soon as I post a video and a high score. You'll have it.
Yeah.
I love the Kong stuff. Looks amazing, and I got so excited on the trailer, and I was like, "Oh, I can't wait!" And of course, I noticed it's the exact day that I leave for 4 days for Las Vegas.
Oh no!
So that really sucks for having a YouTube channel because I don't get to stay in the hot moment,
Right.
Yeah.
And people will be doing the searching for it, but oh well, that's life.
Did you see their show last month? They did a little teaser for the Kong stuff, and it was just they didn't show the tables at all. It just had like Kong versus Godzilla coming soon, but they didn't even give a ballpark date. So I'm thinking it's going to be fall or something. And then when they announced it this week, I was like, "Oh, that is awesome!"
Yeah, I'm sure by next weekend, Bart and I'll have something to say. We're going to talk about the tournament again because the tournament will go into the last week. But I'm sure by next Sunday we'll have some comments about the new tables. Because
I'll be doing a video on each of the tables showing all the best drains possible because that's usually what mine. I'll save the multi-ball drains for Ed because he likes to focus on those in his. But no, I plan on doing videos. I'm sure we'll all do videos on them at some point because they're going to be awesome tables. And like we always say, you can watch me and Greg if you want to figure out how to drain. If you want to learn how to play it, watch Ed. And I'm always too stupid. I don't wait for yours to come out first so I can learn how to play. I shoot a video and I don't know what the heck I'm doing, and then I look really bad.
Yeah, you watch mine to learn how to play, but not by watching me play, but just by watching the tutorial portion of it. Because
your tutorials are great because your video's good, everything's good. So no, you got great tutorials. I got to switch gears real quick. Ask Mike. Only because we've been jabbering about pinball, which I did brag on Mike. He's doing great at pinball, but anything in the works coming out on your channel? We kind of mentioned Ed's. You got something you're working on now? Another documentary or anything?
Yeah, I'm actually working on a documentary. It's kind of weird because I was going to do there was an open world game I was like interested, but that game's going to take me probably 2 months to beat. It is so long to play. It's like, well, I'm going to kind of pause on that and then work on something related to something you, Greg, and Poe saw, and then me. We went and watched it. I'm thinking about doing something along those lines. Just to give you a hint, it's going to be that.
Cool.
Certain red dressed fellow running around. So, yep.
Yeah. I didn't know you went to the My Little Pony movie, but that's
no,
cool.
No, I didn't go see that. Oh, hell no.
It all comes back to the ponies.
Yeah.
doesn't it always?
Yeah. Have you played that game, Ed, that My Little Ponies on FX?
Nope. And if I had, I'd still say nope.
Yeah. The table itself is not bad, but the call outs, oh my gosh. By the fourth thing they say, you're like, turn off the sound. It's just, it is so, I mean, it's like 7-year-old girls, I guess. That's what they're targeting. But the table itself has some neat little aspects to it. It's not a bad table to play, but my gosh, those call outs. But I bought it because Poe didn't want to be the only guy playing the My Little Pony, and Mike won't play it, so Greg won't admit to it. So I just said, I'll man up. I'll shoot a video and everything. I don't care.
I love it.
We had a comment about Ed's shirt. I'm not seeing it good from my perspective. What's a
Oh,
It's,
what is that?
the cast from Jaws.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
The all-time greatest
Nice.
movie in the history of movies.
oh, nice.
That's
Appreciate
awesome.
that, Hollywood Polo. Thank you.
You know, just
Yeah.
before I came down here, you're talking music. I know you're a big Prince fan, Ed, and one of my they did a tonight just before I came down. I was watching the last of it. They had a special. CBS did a special on the Beach Boys
Mm-hmm.
and had an all-star thing. And I'll tell you what, that just brought back memories watching the man. I'm telling you what, that was just it's cool. It's cool.
Ryan Wilson's a genius, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it was some cool stuff. So I enjoyed
Speaking of
that.
music, the March video I just did, the Led Zeppelin table was one of them. They came out with an update for it, and it plays a lot better, Greg. I remember you and I, we liked the old version. We loved the music. We loved Led Zeppelin. We loved pinball, but it would just drain in mere seconds, and it just wasn't fun to play. I don't know what they did different, but they tweaked it, and it's a lot more friendly now. It's still a little less friendly than most tables, but it is a lot better. And they have a new psychedelic version as well that you can just make one quick little change in the script to go from the regular table to the psychedelic version. And it just looks cool as heck, and really recommend it. It's a good one.
I love Led Zeppelin as a band, but I'll tell you what, the Led Zeppelin table they got at the pinball
The new one.
parlor down there is the new one. I don't like it. Just being honest. I do not. Too much open area. I don't like them when they're too crowded, but this thing has the ball is not bouncing around enough. It's just like now
I haven't seen it. Interesting.
the soundtrack to it is phenomenal. And the DMD's got some light up of the band and everything. It's perfect, but the play field,
Okay, interesting. You know, when I put my video together, I worry a lot about copyright violations, of course. They always pop up when you do commercial music. And I had another music table on this video. I can't even remember what it was at this point. Aerosmith. So between the Aerosmith table and the Led Zeppelin table, as I'm filming them, I even comment during it. I'm like, I know I'm going to get a copyright strike on this one. I'm just succumbed to that and said, so be it. You know, I won't make any money. My $2 that I make, I won't make, and that's okay. But oh my gosh, the only copyright strike I got was on the very beginning of the video. During my intro, I had some background music. So I just replaced that and I put it up. There was no copyright strike at all. But there's Led Zeppelin music blasting out during the Led Zeppelin portion, but no strike.
And just to make sure I'm clear on the point, you're not really getting strikes, are you? Right? You're just getting claims.
No, yeah, I'm probably using the wrong word. It's a whatever, a ding. They catch me.
Strikes. 3 strikes, you're out. I mean, they're just
no, it isn't. Okay, then that was the wrong word to use. But you do get a notice saying that you will not be monetized for this video.
Yeah.
Here's the section that applies
the
to
the claim deal. So yeah, and then they could actually monetize your video if they wanted to. I think is that how that works? Yeah, and then they'll get they'll get that $2 because Led Zeppelin would need it because those guys never made any money. But yeah, actually, Kelly and I were saying the same thing. We were watching your video when you did your the March tables, and you had that Zeppelin on. I'm like, oh, dude, there's a claim right there. And then the Aerosmith, I'm like, yeah, he's told. And then you mentioned it, and I'm like, yeah.
But there wasn't any. It was so surprising. I don't understand why. Maybe because I'm playing pinball in the background and I'm talking so much that it camouflages it.
Maybe. Yeah. See, now I asked Poe, and Poe never answered me. He did a Star Wars table, and normally you do anything Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
You're still recording it, and they're already hitting you with a claim. You're like someone from Disney's knocking on your door while you're playing the table. But he never got back to me. But I'm sure he must have got a claim because everything I've ever done that's Star Wars, if there's a hint of music. And he played that Darth Vader table, so the whole time that dun 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 it's playing in the background, I'm like, oh, he's toast. But I keep forgetting to ask him if he ever got his notice. But
now, have you ever noticed, and I haven't checked this on FX, but on FX3 on Steam, there's a setting you can pick under sound, and you can turn off all copyrighted music on the Star Wars tables because FX or Steam, I forget which one, said FX. They said they didn't care on their tables. They said their homebrew tables. They said YouTubers can use them. You can do whatever you want with them. We're not going to tag you on it. But they did put a little disclaimer in there. Star Wars tables, different story. We licensed that to them, but they give you a button that you can push on Steam
be damned.
in your settings that does turn off any copyrighted music.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I've never seen it, and I've never used it, but
yeah, it's in there.
Hollywood Polo's got it right there. That's it. They don't know.
I don't know.
You know, interesting. In January,
Is this the one you're talking about? Bart and I hit it at the same time.
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
That one.
My hands are. Go ahead.
They don't know the power of the dark side. They have no idea. And on January 28th, I did a tutorial on A New Hope FX table, A New Hope FX3, I think it was actually. And I was sure I'm going to get dinged for this, whatever. Nothing.
Really?
Yep.
No.
Interesting.
I've accepted Darth Vader as my Lord and Savior. And
Yeah. Well,
we've hit a lot on pinball and stuff. We always do, but we're hitting over that hour mark. But I do want to bring up one other thing that's been kind of a hot topic for me, and I think for Mike. Don't know about Bart and Ed, but we talked gaming stuff too. The wife and I did go. Yes, two 63-year-old people did go to the movie theaters this week and watched Super Mario Brothers, the movie. And if I'm going to give it a rating, I'm going to say, there you go, man.
with Chris Pratt?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Pratt. Yeah, and I'm telling you, it was great. And when they play Thunderstruck, you know the shit's getting serious.
Awesome.
I mean, I heard Thunderstruck come on, and I was up in the seat. And we got a neat theater around here. It's a dine-in theater. It's kind of a nice one, but if you go at the right time, kids are in school. There were 2 other people in the whole theater. We had the whole thing, and it has recliners. I mean, and I got a cool Mario popcorn tin.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
I'll have to go get that. I got to go get that. It's right in the next room, but anyway. I just want to say, Mike, have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I went and saw it. When was that? Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yesterday.
Yep.
Poe and I were talking about it. We've both seen it before Mike did, and we kind of let it slip. And I want to let you know that, I don't want to let anybody know, but, that was really sad for a kid's movie, for Mario to die that way. It was just...
Dang it. I was just going to watch it.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Yep.
Yeah, I know Mike went to see it yesterday because that's when I went in and had Kelly take the picture in his My Little Pony room that I forwarded to you. Ed.
Yeah, that one. Sure.
That's when Mike was at the movies. But, yeah. Derek put a thing here. I guess, 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, and it's going to be back in theaters.
Oh, nice.
The new poster for it is awesome, too.
Check that
Hey,
out.
look at that, Greg.
Oh, yeah.
Mystery box. Love it.
Oh, yeah. That is great.
Nice.
Yeah, it's great. If you knew I paid $15 for this little tin thing.
You pay $15 to watch Mario bite it. That's great. It's just
Nice.
And I'm just kidding, by the way, but it was so funny. Poe put in there, he says, to our little chat, he put into Mike, he said, well, no, spoiler, where, Mario dies. And then Mike's like, ha, and I go, yeah, it was a horrific death. And Mike's like, Mike never answered again. We thought, oh, he bit. Maybe we got him to bite. No, I'll tell you what, really it is. It's a good movie to take the kids to it. But it's also a movie for adults. I'm telling you, it was even our local guy who reviews movies on TV, who says everything sucks, gave it 4 out of 5 popcorn balls, is what he called it.
Well, I will have to check
I thought it was, and Jack Black, as being Bowser. I mean, it just to me, it came together real well. Good little cute story.
Excellent.
We'll definitely check that out. Hey, Al, I saw your comment there. The shirt looks like the Gorilla Demon Days album cover. I don't know who that is, and I didn't know what you were referring to, but I did a quick look. Oh my God, you nailed it. That's it. That's amazing. I had no idea what the reference was, and you got it.
Yeah, it does kind of look like Gorilla's artwork, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, the music
is.
video. I remember
Period.
Gorillas. Yep.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, they have that art style. That's really cool. And since we're talking about movies based on video games, I put it in our chat the other day too. I happened to be watching a guy, and he was talking about Tubi, the streaming movie service, completely free. You don't have to put anything in there. And the Rampage movie is on there. They just added that. I haven't seen it yet. I guess The Rock's in it, right?
Yeah.
And it's based on Rampage. So, and it's free, completely free. You don't even have to give me your email address. You can just get the Tubi app for your, like on the Roku TV that I have. I just added it on there, and completely free. I think they do put commercials in it though, but it's pretty cool. So, but I figured I'd do that thing.
When you talk about movies and nerd movies, that Dungeons and Dragons movie got great ratings from everybody I've heard. And as an old school D&D player, straight up D&D nerd from childhood on, I'm surprised I haven't seen it yet. I'm excited about it. Just been so busy, but Eddie Jr. and I are going to go check that out for sure.
Yeah, it was at the theater too. Matter of fact, they were giving away some free. The wife grabbed some stuff. She's got it upstairs. I may bring it next week and show you guys. I don't know. It was some cool stuff from that. So yeah, cool beans. But hey, listen, real quick. I think hour and 15 minutes. I know Bart got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to work this morning. So let's move into final thoughts. I think I'm going to just pass it from the corner below me, go right below me, and start with Digital Victory and say if you got any final thoughts or anything you want to talk about before we go off the air tonight.
Just 2 other movies too. There's a Tetris movie out and that Pinball movie out. I don't remember the names. I'm sorry. And I didn't, but someone I know went ahead and downloaded both of those off of Pirate Bay, and they're teed up ready to watch, and they're going to watch them real soon. But I don't know who that is, but I'm excited about those movies. Those sound pretty cool. And I'm sorry you had to get up at 4, but you got to work really hard, Bart. Got to pay for those Beanie Babies and My Little Ponies one way. So
right, yeah, it's the grind, brother. To keep the collection that pristine and get it that big.
Thanks for the link, by the way, Greg. Appreciate it. Good to see you too, Mike.
Always welcome. Always welcome. And so if that's it for you, Ed, I'm going to pass it over to Gaming Road Warrior. You can plug anything, talk about anything, bring up anything you want. The floor is yours.
Oh, cool. Yeah. You guys were mentioning Twilight Zone. I saw that, and immediately that's the game I'm going to be buying. I grew up. I mean, I wasn't a big pinball guy back in the day, but that game is the one that got me hooked. It was my first pinball game I ever played was Twilight Zone. So yeah, I'm really excited for that coming out. I'm hoping they'll bring Elvira, but who knows, right?
Oh, that would be sweet.
Yeah.
We know why you want Elvira.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah. Any of the Elvira tables would be awesome, but I like Scared Stiff a lot. That's the one I've played the most. But yeah, I'd be happy. You can't complain about the artwork anyway. So.
No.
Awesome.
She's in her 70s now or something.
Yeah,
wow.
She still looks good. I saw her in a convention before. What was that? Like 2 years? Not 2 years, but 4 years ago. Over in Portland, she was over there, and I saw her without, like her outfit, and I'm like, wow, she still looks good for being, as old as she is, but
Well, she's also, for
that's a big difference between 66 and 70, though, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
but for being the mistress of darkness, she's a ginger. She's a gray-headed, fair-skinned girl.
Damn.
Yeah, if you see the pictures of her. Yeah, and she's extremely hot that way too. I mean, I've seen some pictures of her that she's put out that are she's hot.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm not gonna say that you should Google the what's her name? Oh my gosh, it just left my
Elvira?
Elvira, yeah. Something Peterson, is that her?
Cassandra
Peterson,
Yeah, I'm not saying you should Google Cassandra Peterson Playboy, but I mean, you might find something interesting. You can confirm the ginger.
Oh, nice.
But Cassandra Peterson, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, she's a good looking girl. But I don't know if I'm talking out of turn here, but none of us stand a chance anyway because she plays for the other team. But yeah.
This close, by the way.
This close. But yeah. Anyway.
Well, Mike, you got anything else before I pass it up to the Brady Bunch guy above you, Greg Brady?
Oh yeah, and also I'm going to be catching that D&D too, Ed. Want to go watch that with my family. My wife loves fantasy films, so we're going to go see that too. And that's it for me.
Well, we're glad to have both of you guys on tonight, and just want to say that real quick. And Bart, final words, thoughts, anything?
No, I'll just throw it back to the tournament. Remember, guys, we got 3 balls, 1 play. You only got 1 shot at it. The big question: do you do a practice game, or you just go in because you know that practice game is going to be better than you'll score in the tournament? But yeah, so it's 3 in mine, 3 in Greg's. The winners play each other next week for the finals. So we're coming down to it. It should be exciting. We'll put the little charts in the description for the replay of this. So if you're not sure which group you're in, or if you're in a group, if you don't see your name, you didn't make it. If you do see your name, play in either mine or Greg's tournament, and we'll see who the winners are for next week.
Yep.
That's about all I got to add.
Okay.
All right, Greg, before you say goodbye, Derek Switzer, it's Pinball, the man who saved the game, pinballfilm.com.
Okay, yes, and I've been wanting to see that, and it is out now? Is it out now?
In the theaters, yes.
It
But
is
it's
in
also
theaters.
available online if you're a pirate like some buddy of mine.
Right.
Yeah, it is. Holy cow. I mean, yeah.
I'm going to have to check that out, though, because the minute I saw that advertised, I thought that's just going to, there's been other movies out, and oh my goodness, I've got a few copies of those. I can't think of what the names of them. There's one about just arcade games in general, and then there's one about pinball, and they were both well done, and they're movies that I've already seen, and but the names escape me right now. But they put out some good ones, and it's good to see that they're putting out another one. So I think that's kind of cool. Keep the interest going. So no, I really don't have anything else. I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight that's on the stream. I want to thank everybody that showed up in the comments section. I want to thank everybody for being great participants in this tournament. Bart and I have talked about it, and we will do this again. So I think we've had a lot of fun with it, and I think it's worth continuing on the endeavor. We may take a little break, and because Bart and I have been coming down, this is 12 weeks in a row that we haven't missed one show and been setting them up and tearing them down. And not that neither one of us have been sweating, or I haven't lost any weight doing it, but
Right.
So I'm going to thank everybody for showing up. We'll be here Sunday night, 10 p.m. Central next week, and hope to see y'all here.
All right.
Thanks,
Good to see you
everybody.
guys. Take care.
Yeah.